Okay, I'm going to use some deductive reasoning here. You can only do 3 of the 5 routes off the bat, because we were given the choice to either go to school with Yuri, Yano, or Lance. So, if we went to Soy, we would see Yuri, obviously. Um, so I can cross that off my list if I want to eat with Lance, I'm assuming. A lot of other people. There are a lot of girls around Yano. And I can see Lance eating in a corner by himself. And I saved, so if I end up with the wrong boy, I guess I can just reload. So I'm going to try going to the corner. I found an empty seat in the corner and took all my bread there. Then I saw Lance, yes, standing by himself beside the window at the opposite corner of the cafeteria. Doesn't he eat? I approached Lance, thinking I'd give some of the bread Red gave me. Aren't you eating?
I am not that hungry.
You nagged me for skipping breakfast. It's not good for you to skip lunch. Here. I gave the bread Red gave me. At home, Tay prepares every meal for us, but there's nothing besides cafeteria food to eat here.
Yano was the one who nagged you, and I have already expressed that I am not hungry.
Then maybe later.
It is fine.
Lance cut my words and refused. Fine, alright. I felt timid at seeing Lance speak to me so coldly. I better just back down this time. The sponge cakes are really good. Fine, I won't give it to you later. Huh? Should I eat with Red? I saw Red saying hi to the cafeteria lady with his hands full of bread.
There will never come a time when I ask for bread from that idiot.
That idiot Lance is talking about is surely Red. Lance really doesn't seem to like Red. What is going on with you two? It still bothered me that he glared at Red when he came to the cafeteria. I wanted to know exactly what about Red Lance hated so much. Red thought of me. Why do you hate Red so much?
I guess it is indeed a talent to show off your affections like he does.
Lance stood up from his seat. Lance.
I do not like noise.
He looked at me once and just coldly passed by me. He didn't seem to feel so good. He wasn't usually like that. Does he hate what Red did that much? Is he bothered that Red went out of his way to get bread for me? Well, you could have offered, sir. I'm back. I came in the house saying hi lifelessly and heard someone energetically shout back. Must be Red. Oh, you're here early. I knew it was going to be him. Red was munching on something on the sofa. Oh. I noticed the snack wrappers on his hands. Choco snack. Red cherry choco snack. What's with the snack? Someone in my class gave it to me. It's chocolate flavored and it's really good. Want to try some? No, I'm not really hungry. Just from a glance, I could tell it was something expensive from abroad. Ooh, choco snack. To give something like that, does that girl have a crush on Red? Where's Yellow? He has cleaning duties today. Red focuses attention back to the TV as usual. The person who greets me when I come home often changes. If everyone came back home together, we'd arrive at the same time, but Lance insists on coming back alone. And I'm avoiding leaving school with Yano so no one takes it the wrong way. What? Did something happen? No. I saw Red sitting in front of the TV turn around and look at me. I smiled back. Don't worry about me, Red. Now when I come home after school, I don't feel so empty. Because I have the dolls. Now when I open the door, someone's waiting for me. Although it's only been a couple weeks since they became human, I seem to be used to it. A couple weeks? Wait. Wait. Do we have any diary stuff? Because now it's not 1 week. Come on, give me more diary stuff. I want to read stuff. Okay. Back to our room. Today passed without much trouble. The more I think about that name, Hot 5, Soy told me, the lamer it seems. No kidding. I've told Soy and Shinbi that the principal asked me to look over them, but I'm worried that they won't continue to buy that story. Soy and Shinbi are the first people I've connected with after entering the academy. But still, I haven't told them about my personal life, including my hobby. Am I doing the right thing? I glance up and see the shelf. The dolls stand there in line, as usual. These dolls are a huge part of me. But I can't talk about them easily. Let's stop having gloomy thoughts. Won't there come a day when I can tell the truth? There will come a day when I become confident of myself and want to show my true self to my friends. When that day comes, wouldn't it be easier for me to tell them? I stare at the eyes silently looking at me and think. Hot 5. Hot 5. Even while having sad thoughts, when I think of that name, I can't help but laugh. I ended up laughing for some time in the empty room. Oh dear. Ew. As usual, Tae was cooking and everyone else, including me, was having breakfast. It seems Yuri will never come out of that bathroom. Obviously, he's drying his hair or praising his looks reflected on the mirror. Oh dear. I smell something sweet in the steaming mug. Some kind of tea with a good scent. What kind of tea is this? It's made in Banjul. Oh, right. I'll drop by the cafe today. Oh, will you? I've never been to the place Tae works at. I asked Soy and Shinbi to go, but Shinbi was too busy. Should I have just told Soy it's the cafe Tae works at? Then Soy would have headed to the cafe before school even finished. It smells good. What is this tea called? Congo Bongo. It's the best-selling tea. Congo Bongo. He smiled softly like the scent of the tea. I felt calmer after drinking the warm tea. Ah. I never thought I could feel this calm in the morning. Something's gotta happen now. Oh gosh, Yuri.
My honey, there's nothing about those sweet tea leaves to love.
Yuri interrupted my piece like the devil.
And now have this.
He put something on the table. This? You got me a smartphone?
It's the latest smartphone. It's called Universe G.
Universe G? It sounds like some villain's lair.
Aren't you amazed by my sensibility? Now this is what a true gentleman does.
Yuri ignored Red's comment and sleekly combed his hair back. Well, it's no bread, but... The smooth surface and white frame sparkled. Wow! I saw the ad for this on TV. I didn't remember the name, but I remembered the ad.
This is my gift, full of love from my honey.
What?
Use this and become a smart, sensible woman.
What do you mean? The smartphone is for me? Oh my goodness. Yuri. I want that phone so bad. Crap. Crap, Yuri! You're creepy, but... damn you. Hold on. Saving before choices. Every day. I can't take it, though. I'm not on his route. Gosh. Yuri, I can't take this. I can't take something this expensive from you. And besides, I had no idea how he got all the money.
You don't have to feel uncomfortable. My honey's not actually against this kind of electronic device, are you? But you should at least have a touchscreen if you want to become a classy modern woman.
It's not that I don't like those devices.
Then what does my honey want? I'll make note of it next time I choose a present, so tell me. But I want you to take this first. It pains me to watch you use that crappy old phone.
I was thankful that he cared to give me a gift, but there was a reason why I couldn't take it. There's no reason for me to get such a big gift from you. A chocolate or something small would have been different, but not a smartphone. Yeah, we're not that close, man.
Of course, there are reasons. My honey's our owner. I do not want to see my owner open and close an old folding phone, or something as shameful as that.
I lost words after hearing what Yuri said. I did feel thankful that a doll would care about me this much.
It's not even a big deal.
Oh right, for someone like Yuri who gets an expensive pair of shoes for free, this wouldn't be such a big deal.
What's the problem here? I can't understand.
You won't understand no matter how much I explain. You won't know since you always give and take expensive gifts like they're nothing. You won't know what those gifts mean to a normal person. Yuri's smartphone was expensive, but it didn't entail as much care.
A lady should just take what she gets. She just has to enjoy the love and power.
Gosh. Then I have one condition.
A condition? My honey's picky. I do find that quite attractive, though.
I'll use it if you promise to buy smartphones for the rest of the boys.
Why should I spend my money on other men?
What is going on with your eyes right now? Never mind if you don't want to. Here, take it. I won't take the gift. I'm happy with the one I'm using anyways. Yuri thought seriously for a moment.
I do not want to receive anything from that insect.
Lance laid down his spoon and spoke. But if everyone has smartphones, wouldn't it be more comfortable? We can stay in contact. If Yuri wants to spend money, shouldn't we help Lance? Thanks, Tay. Lance didn't say anything. Lance has values.
I want one. Everyone in my class keeps on asking for my number. I was sorry I couldn't tell them.
Yeah, and if we have smartphones, we can video chat.
Wow! So I can look at Master's face?
What? We can talk on the phone while seeing our friends' faces? Red suddenly stopped eating and stood up. I thought he was too busy eating, but he must have been listening the whole time. Friends. Well, yeah, that's how it goes. Then I want one. I'd be able to communicate constantly with Yellow and the Commander. Then we can use that smartphone thingy to have strategy meetings. We'll be as 10 times as strong. I guess so. I nodded and pretended to agree with overly excited Red, since everyone has to agree in order to get the smartphones.
These poor souls getting left behind civilization. It won't be so bad for me to help.
I've learned to ignore Yuri's such words. Such words.
All right, I get it, if everyone wants one. I have never said I wanted one. I will do my best to help. Now, do you feel brave enough to use this smartphone?
Yuri cut Lance's words and stared at me. Well, if you're willing. Thanks.
Good. Now let's get a cab and go to school, darling.
I don't want to. Yuri's been trying to convince me to go to school with him. I'm already used to his tricks. Yuri seemed confused at me refusing right away. I mean, he did just get you a smartphone. He thought that would probably work.
My honey is so stubborn. Why is that?
Because you're dangerous.
Yep, I don't like it too.
Going to school with that pervert. I would feel bad for anyone who has to deal with that.
Thanks, Lance.
I'd rather you could go with me.
All 5 said something. Yep, you heard. That's why.
Are all my haters gathered here? Well, I know haters are fans too in the end.
Well, you wanted a reason, so I gave it to you. To be honest, it wasn't because I didn't like Yuri. It was because I felt bad for going to school comfortably without the rest of the boys. It's because I'm the only one who goes to school comfortably. I'd say yes if we could take the cab all together. Sometimes the bus is so hellish I want to go by myself. But I would never forgive myself for taking the easy road alone.
Why are you so obsessed with that altogether? My honey is so clueless about romance. If you're picky like that, you miss good opportunities like this.
Yuri leaned his head forward. Oh no. As Yuri's face approached mine, his face filled my sight. Lance! Looking at him from up close, I realized yet again how handsome he is. Why must you be so creepy? You are so handsome. There he is.
I would prefer to miss such chances.
Lance grabbed his bag and said, without a single glance towards Yuri. Thanks to Lance, I came to my senses and stopped staring blankly at Yuri's face. Thanks, Lance! I almost just stood there staring at Yuri's face like a fool. Lance ignored me and went out of the living room. I heard Yuri tisking right in front of me. At Tay's words from the living room, I gathered myself and looked. What? I saw Tay, Red, and Yano all putting their shoes on at the front door. Tay stood in front of the open door and looked at me. Don't lean in close like that. You scared me. I have to go to the academy now. As I tried to reason with him, Yuri backed off and made a mysterious face. And then he put his hand on his head like he was tired.
You are quite the complicated woman.
Thank you? I ignored Yuri's mumbling and went towards Tay, who was waiting. See ya! Thanks for the phone. Oh no, Mr. Eugen!
Yes, this is the thigh bone, and this is the shin bone. FYI, the thigh bone is most beautiful when you view it by a window, when the sun is setting at around 5 or 6. On the contrary, the shin bone is most beautiful when you look at it, while drinking coffee in the morning. Write this down, not the other useless things.
I felt this during music class, but don't you think our academy chooses strange teachers? Yep, I agree. Although it's science class, our school nurse, Mr. Eugen, was teaching. It was because he was especially asked to give a special lecture on the mysterious human body for today. I wondered what made our science teacher ask Mr. Eugen to teach. Well, considering the lecture topic, Mr. Eugen might have volunteered. This isn't going to be on the exam, is it?
And this, the cute, slender ankle bone. This is the proximal phalanx. And this guy's...
Mr. Eugen, we've heard enough praise about the bones. Don't you have anything more interesting? I've already heard this so much from you, I can probably guess where the bones are with my eyes closed.
Soy, who once had a crush on Mr. Eugen and planned her honeymoon with him, raised her hand and spoke. After speaking, she plopped down on the desk in boredom.
She's right. Mr. Eugen, talk about something else. Something else.
Yeah, I've heard it every time I went to the infirmary. I know the human body now. Mr. Eugen's expression fell more and more. Is it because he can't talk about the bones he loves so much? I feel more nervous the sadder he looks.
I didn't realize how eager you all are to learn something new. All right. From now, we will apply the knowledge we already know, and actually dissect something. You all know what dissecting is, right? There are some kids that never wake up from the dissection, but that's only about 10%, so no need to worry.
At that moment, the whole class froze.
Mr. Eugen, now that I think about it, there's still so much more to learn about bones. I need to learn more theory.
Me too. Mr. Eugen, now that I think about it, I only know the upper human body.
The path to enlightenment is a long and hard one.
No need to refuse. They say it's better to experience once than listen 100 times. So let's see, who should we use?
Everyone turned pale and turned down the dissection. Since there's around 30 people in this class, does it mean at least 3 are passing over to the other side? After figuring out the stats, I had to shake my head at the creepy numbers. I turned around to find Yano next to me, pale as a ghost, looking at me.
If I'm chosen, don't be so sad. The cookie I hid on top of the shelf. Take it.
Oh, Yano! He said it as if he was just about to go into war. Anyways, a cookie on top of the shelf. I better look for it when I get home. Oh my goodness, cutie!
Let's see. It has to be someone with very pretty bones.
Mr. Eugen's gaze stopped at Lance.
Are you the new transfer student? If I had known you were this high quality, I would have paid more attention to you.
Mr. Eugen looked at Lance and smacked his lips. Ugh. At hearing high quality, I felt a prick on my conscience.
Good. Both left and right are perfect, and the symmetry is quite nice.
Mr. Eugen picked at Lance's face and kept on nodding.
It's perfect. You will be a very beautiful sample. My heart is already pounding.
Mr. Eugen's voice was rising with excitement.
Oh, the more I look, the more I see the beauty. How were you born with such perfect bones? No need to even mention the ribs. And even the sacrum is perfect. Are you even human? You are too perfect to be human. You are like a doll God crafted with his own hands with all his might.
Ah! I was suddenly startled from what Mr. Eugen said.
Hey, you over there, come up front. Feel honored that I'm in great condition today. Days like this don't come often. Today I'll have one of the top 3 dissecting experiences of my life.
I absolutely refute.
Mr. Eugen, I have a request.
Soy raised her hand in a flash. What does she mean by a request? No way, is she trying to save Lance? I thought that maybe in a long time, no, for the first time, we'll see Soy act like a true class president.
A request? What is it?
You've just said that Lance's ribs and sacrum are beautiful.
Yes, I did.
You are talking about bones, right?
Of course.
But Lance is wearing his uniform.
What's that got to do with anything?
That means you can see beneath the uniform and see his bones. In short, you can see through things. So I have a request. Share your eyes with me, or please pass on the secret. I want to see too.
I thought the cut line for our academy was pretty high.
It is. Well, I feel like that's been changed nowadays.
I actually agree.
Hey you, why aren't you coming up?
Mr. Eugen ignored Soy's words. His eyes were still persistently sparkling towards Lance.
Mr. Eugen, wait!
When Soy was about to say something again, the seat next to me shook.
I will.
Yano suddenly stood up.
I will do it instead. So don't torture my friend Lance, please. No, Yano, don't volunteer. It's dangerous.
Yellow check.
I can't watch this without crying.
Mr. Eugen strode towards Yano and stood in front of him.
You have thin bones. Are you still going through puberty? But the figure's there. The balance is good too. This is quite interesting too. I almost want you as a sample. I want those bones over there, but yours aren't bad either.
His eyes looked crazed, if you could see his eyes.
No, you have a rare charm. One of you is definitely going to be my specimen today. I haven't had such a happy worry in ages.
His glasses genuinely sparkled. If both refused, he would drag one of them away. Lance and Yano would be in danger if I stay still. What do I do? Ah! Saving. Gosh. I guess I can assume this is the same thing. One for Lance, one for Yano, and one for Yuri for some reason. Maybe he walks by and saves us. Sorry, Yano. Oh, I feel terrible. I don't want to do this. I decided to save Lance since it's likely others will save Yano. Also, it bothered me that Lance stayed quiet the whole time. He's not saying anything, but he surely must be in shock. Mr. Eugen, I'm just thinking. Before, when I ran errands for you, I noticed that Beatrice seemed to like models that are bigger than her. Last time when Johnny dropped by for a visit, Beatrice strangely seemed brighter than usual. She seemed to fancy him. Johnny, the male skeleton model treasured by a chemistry teacher. Female, 37 years old. A single who argues to be a gold miss from a neighboring academy. The male skeleton model, which... okay.
What? My Beatrice would never.
Well, I may be wrong, but considering Lance's perfect figure, Beatrice might fall for him. That's just what I personally think. So, since Lance has a bigger figure than Beatrice, if he's made into a sample, you might end up creating a rival for yourself. Nothing's for sure, but it's best to be careful, no?
All right, you have a point. That didn't cross my mind. Then I should make a sample out of him.
Yano looked at me with his big teary eyes. I'm sorry, Yano. Sorry, Yano.
Then I will protect the chick.
Thank you, Soy. As expected, Soy suddenly stood up from her seat, and was in tears and willing to never let Yano go. Mr. Eugen froze from seeing her telling him to cut her own stomach before cutting his. Go, Soy! Excuse me. Thankfully, we were able to survive the class without a dissecting experiment. Oh, and that ended another chapter. Would you like to save? Yes. Yes, I would.